What's up guys, welcome back to Unbox Monday. So today we're taking a look at Ravell's 1956 Ford Thunderbird. So let's go in the box, see what's in the box, open it up, see what comes inside, and take more detail later on. Alright, so first things first, we're going to look at the decal sheet. Very nice decal sheet. It's kind of small, but what is here is very necessary. Gauge cluster, you got Route 66, that's pretty awesome. Route 66 license plates. You do have your seat cushions for your two-tone seat belts. And then your silver trim for the dashboard and door panels, which is awesome because that's from factory. Then we'll say, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Very nice decal sheet. Okay, we'll take a look at the clear parts. The clear parts are, I'm gonna keep them in the bag. Well, I guess I'm taking them out. They're just in this little thing. But what you get here is very necessary. It's for your windshield, your optional back glass. I'll tell you why it's optional. Your headlights, your topper rear windows. And those, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, those are your, okay, those are your side flaps that goes on the side of your windshield. Okay. Very cool. Very clear. Alright, one bag of chrome tree. So you do have your wheels right here. These wheels are so nice. Very nicely detailed. So you do have 5 because one is a spare, because you do have a spare that goes on the back of this, on this car. So that's awesome. Let's take your headlight buckets right there. Front bumper. This is actually. And then your rear bumper. Windshield frame. Grill, which is actually begging for a black wash, which is awesome. Nice black wash will bring that right out. And then your fan. And then your valve covers. It actually says Thunderbird in there, on there. That's awesome. Your back headlights, just use a clear Tamiya paint or use a Sharpie to bring it out with the tail light. That's awesome. And then very cool, nice detail parts. The chrome is actually pretty good. And then here's a steering wheel. Nice chrome tree. Okay, so here's your spare wheel. 2 pieces, but here's your main part. You do have one big mold line down the middle. So just you can easily sand that down with a sanding stick or sanding sponge, whatever. But nice, you got that. And then your center is that chrome part, and then here's a back part. So that was good in there like that. And then just get the seams out. Pretty big seams, but not too hard to get that out. Here is your optional roof, so you can glue this on or leave it on or whatever, or take it off. But that's pretty awesome. That's where your windows will go, and there's your side window. Very nice. Then we have your hood for your car. Then you do have a chrome part that goes right there. Then you have your hood hinge. Do not cut that off because that's your hinge. Nice detail on the bottom. You do have injector pen marks, but not too big a deal. If it bothers you too much, then you can obviously fill this in and send them out. But not too big a deal. But though the hood looks amazing. Okay, so part of my exhaust did fall out, but here's one part of your exhaust. This little tree has your heater and some springs. Here is your main chassis. Chassis looks amazing. You do have part of your exhaust molded in, but not too big a deal. Just take your time, go slow, and you can really detail paint that. And then the rest of your exhaust beats up right here, and then it shoots out. So, but at least it's not all molded in. So just a little part, not too big a deal. Very cool. Okay, this one has your engine and suspension parts. Here's your front steering / suspension. Dashboard. Very nice. You have decals for your gauge cluster, as you saw, and then the silver trim. Rear axle with suspension, or release springs, and drive shaft molded in. Pretty awesome. Wheel backs. Intake with radiator hose molded on, so be very careful. Here's your radiator shroud. Battery. Looks like your brake boosters molded on, so that's pretty interesting. Never seen that before. And then your engine with transmission. Okay, and the last tree has your main interior bucket. Your door panels and seat is molded in, so that kind of little sucks because it makes detail painting much harder. But not too big a deal because you do have your two-tone and the decals. You want to go over that. Then you get your silver trim for the decals as well. But basically, it's all basic on this car. Really, the seats and the door panels are the same color, and your floor you can do different color detail paint that, and you can easily flock that. So not too big a deal. But again, detail is there. Then you do have your engine bay molded in as well, so you do have to mask off your interior and then do your engine bay separate. So kind of downside, but not too big a deal. It can be easily be done. There's your manifolds, and then there's my other part of exhaust, part I showed you earlier, and then belts and pulleys. Looks like more wheel backs, makes them so you can spin your wheels, but I wouldn't do that unless you want your model falling off the shelf. I'll just glue them shut. Or solid, I should say. Alright. You do have your white trim separate for your tires. They just snap on. Speaking of tires, here's your tire package. So you do have your cutout for your trim on there, and then these are no-name brands, but the tread is there and pretty hard vinyl, so yeah, they're pretty stiff. You do get 4 of them. Then the last piece of this puzzle is going to be your nice body. Body is very nice. Now, by looking at it, I do notice there's a lot of mold lines, so make sure you take extra care of this body. So I'll point them out to you. So there's a mold line here. It goes all the way across to the front. So get my camera to focus. But there you go. See, it goes all the way across. So there's mold line that's on both sides. There's a big one that's right below your headlight. You can see it. It's very visible. It's right there, obviously. It goes down. So be extra very careful with that. You can use X-Acto blade to cut that flush and then sand it down nicely, but be very careful. Those are some tricky spots, but it's very doable. But just take your time, go slow. And then on the back, you do have them on the back, right there. So that's probably a lot of mold lines. It is a lot of mold lines, probably the most I've seen on a single body. But again, the body is pretty complicated shape, so I can see why. But just take your time, go slow. You can easily get those out. They're very visible. And then you can get them out very nicely. And then just make sure you sculpt the whole body, and then you can be for primer. But very nice body. And there we go, guys. That's the kit. It's a very simplified kit. It's less than 100 parts in it, but it should turn out to a beautiful car. This car is such a classic. The 50s. I mean, this is just a beautiful car from the late 50s. I mean, Ford has outdone themselves with this car, and this model is gonna be a beautiful model. You can do it any color you want, even pink. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. So do it any way you want, and it will turn out to a beautiful car. The detail is pretty decent. There's not a lot of parts, so there's not as many parts as for detail, but what is molded into these parts is actually very detailed, so I have no complaints of that. But other than that, I highly do recommend the kit. It's very nice, and you can do a really awesome job of it if you take your time, go slow. Just get those mold lines out of the body. That's going to take some time, but other than that, the rest of the body and the car looks amazing. But other than that, guys, that's it for this Unbox Monday. And until my next Unbox Monday and until my next video, I'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.